Hello, hello. I came on TikTok a little early today because this video will be recorded and placed on my YouTube channel to show you guys how to make something that I think everyone should have in their house. And this is a do-it-yourself. And so we're going to learn how to make a repairing, healing, edible lotion that you can put in your eyeballs, on your tongue. If you're breastfeeding, you can put it there. Diaper wrapper, it said oil and wine. And so I began researching oil and wine. So we're going to learn a little bit. So we're going to begin with only 2 ingredients. And this is beeswax. So we have our little burner on. It's starting to cook a little bit. And I don't really measure anything because I've been making this for a very long time. But I'm going to give you some tricks about what people tell you to do and what you learn online. And I'm going to tell you a little different. I guess you could say this would be for people who use common sense. They're going to tell you when you're making lip balms, lotions, using beeswax to use a double broiler. I don't. The reason they tell you this is because it could easily burn. You don't want to burn the house down and many other reasons, but I don't. So basically, it's 1 part beeswax, 2 parts olive oil, 3 parts olive oil. If you want a lotion that is solid, then you'll use more beeswax. If you want a lip balm, then you use a little more olive oil. If you want a lotion, you use more olive oil. And if you want a cream, you use even more olive oil. I'm going to show you how to test it and everything. Why do we use just 2 ingredients? Because olive oil on a molecular level is more like your body oil than any other oil. What does that mean? It means that olive oil absorbs into your skin instead of just sitting on top. Like sunflower oil and certain oils, they just sit on top, making you feel greasy. Olive oil actually absorbs into your skin. And also, whenever you're using any other kind of oils, they may ask you to add vitamin E or something else for an additive. Olive oil naturally has vitamin E already in it. It is naturally vitamin E and vitamin K, which gets rid of scars. So you don't have to add that sticky vitamin E additive. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my olive oil in with my beeswax. Let's talk about beeswax. We know that olive oil is molecularly like your body oil, so it will absorb. You can put it anywhere. And beeswax is an edible wax that is a natural antibiotic, a natural antifungal, and it naturally has vitamin A. Vitamin A is anti-aging. That's it. That's it. You use these 2 ingredients to make everything. Repair your heels, diaper rash, inside your nose holes, eye holes, ear holes. You could even take a little scrape of it and use it as a temporary tooth filling. These 2 ingredients have vitamin E, vitamin K, and vitamin A naturally. Is a natural antibiotic, antifungal, and is long-lasting. Something that you want to have in your cupboard, something you want to make, something that is, if you are a prepper or whatever, it's definitely a prepper item because you can put it on animals for wounds and they can lick it and it won't hurt them. And so it's really universal. And I'm going to also show you guys how to take other ingredients to add to this, but it will not be edible. If you want to take your lotion and turn it into a third eye frankincense balm for high frequency, you can do that, but then it will no longer be edible. We're going to put them in pretty rose molds and a mermaid mold and a pretty goddess mold. And then I'm going to show you guys how these molds can turn into pretty little fairies. And I have some little mermaid containers for the hearts and some edible glitter if you want to turn your edible lip balm into a lipstick that is also edible. But while this is cooking, over low heat. One thing you need to know, don't ever let it start to smoke or burn. Another thing you need to know is the minute the beeswax is almost fully melted, turn it off before it's fully melted. That way, you don't burn it. Once it's burned, you can't use it. You have to throw it away. So you're going to want to cook it over low heat, and you're going to stand over it and watch it. It turns gold, the golden age of Aquarius, and it is amazing. So let's unmold a lotion bar that I already made here. This one, I don't remember what the picture is on it, but let's see here. It's probably a fairy. Oh, yes, it's a fairy. So see, it's a lotion bar. And this one's blueberry thyme. It's not edible, but it's a perfume deodorant bar. You can use it for deodorant, feet, hair. You could even put it in your hair. It's like rosining up your bow, which your hair is like horse's hair, and the rosin is the beeswax. You can even wax your furniture with it. Yes, you can. And I'm telling you, this is a universal thing for many things. So, you need this, you need to have this, you need to make this, you need to learn how to make it. So, we're going to just watch this, and I'm going to give you guys some ideas about applying. We're going to make a lip balm out of these rose molds. And I'm going to tell you guys something so silly. You can take crystals and apply your lipstick with crystals or rocks. I love to do unique things like that because it's all about energy. It's all about frequency and energy, and all of that is so beneficial. If you are worried about people who don't handle bees very well, I get beeswax from a local beekeeper, and I like my beeswax unfiltered, no bleach. So most people do take very good care of their bees, but go and talk to someone who is a beekeeper and see if you can get somehow some natural unfiltered beeswax, because that bee pollen is also very good for you. So yeah, I can't wait for it to start melting a little bit. I just bought this burner just for this live, and let's stir it a little bit. Get it in there. If it looks like it's not melting very well, you just turn up a little bit. But you got to be careful. It's a very gradual process. Never, ever turn it on high. Have it on low. Let it burn. Let it melt down slowly. And then when it's almost melted, turn it off, because olive oil will continue to exceed or accelerate in temperature even after you turn it off. So just keep that in mind. Thank you. Oh, I love that. Well, you guys can rewatch this if you missed any portion of this on my YouTube channel, so that you can see how to make edible, what I call Mama Baby. Mama Baby is an edible lotion for animals, for humans. You can put it anywhere, and I mean anywhere. You can put it on your eyeballs. You can put it inside your ear holes. You can put it on your tongue if you burned your tongue. So it's for babies, it's for mamas, and believe me when I tell you that if you have diaper rash, if your baby has diaper rash, it will heal it within one day. It protects you from urine or toxins, and so it serves as a protective barrier over your skin. You do not have to use very much. You don't want to use very much because it doesn't take very much for it to actually work. So I also get pretty little boxes with windows to go with it. And so we're going to do a couple of things. We'll do the edible ones, and then we'll do the frankincense, and then we'll dust it with a little bit of edible glitter for those who want to see what it looks like to turn into a pretty lip balm that is edible. So do you guys make your own stuff? If you make your own stuff, I want to show you guys how to make everything. How do you make your own charcoal for doing the looking glass? Well, I'm going to show you. How do you make your own powder? How do you make your own perfumes? How do you make your own hair gel? Or how do you make your own anti-aging cream? How do you make soap? There are 2 different ways to make soap. How do you make your own bath salts? I mean, everything that is natural, I would like for us to get into. I have so many leaves around on my property, and I mean, it's like ridiculous amount of oak leaves. Did you know that you can make paper out of leaves? And so I'm going to take my oak leaves, and I'm going to take these millions and millions of leaves that are on my property and make something good out of it. I'm going to make paper. Now the paper will be brown, but I don't care. I want to take what is here and turn it into something amazing. You can even mix your leaves with flowers and press the flowers and the leaves into a paper. And turning natural things into usable things that are good for you and healthy for you is my bag, baby. That's what I do. Oh, you want to? Yes, you should. I spend more yes, I know, yes. I mean, making it ourselves may sometimes cost a little bit extra, but it's fun. It keeps us from indulging in the end of the world. Many of us are have such anxiety about the energy shifts that are going on. And what you do to manipulate your heart and mind from thinking the worst is you make stuff and you make happy things. And this is a prayer, a living prayer that you want to bring life and health to your future. And I could show you how to make your own crowns that glow in the dark, how to make your own wands, how to make anything. I make these cabinets, how to make your own apothecary cabinets. We can have a whole do-it-yourself series. And these are things that kind of come to me from my higher self. See how it's almost melted? I'm going to turn it off. See, you don't have to have a double broiler. As long as it doesn't smoke, you're not burning it. The reason there's a lot of rules and a lot of ingredients is because people don't want you to become good at this because you would be able to sell it from under them. So they actually overcomplicate the making process, in my opinion. But I'm here to tell you the truth. I do sell these, but I want you guys to make stuff yourself. So the way I test it to see if I like the consistency is I just take a little bit like here and I put it on aluminum foil and I let it solidify. And if it yields to gentle pressure like an avocado, then that's the way I like it. Because it needs to be solid, but it needs to be soft enough that when you rub it, it actually pushes in and it gives you a little moisture on your skin. Also be aware that because I do not add any preservatives, I don't really like to ship it out very much in the summertime because if it goes in your mailbox and it's over 100 degrees, it will melt. So I always tell you guys, if you order from me, I'm like, okay, expect the delivery date at this time and run out to your mailbox and go get it the minute it's mailed because I don't put preservatives. So at like 100 degrees, it'll start melting. So see how it's solidified? I'm going to give it another minute and test it and see if I need to add more olive oil or what I need to do. But I've been doing this for so long that I can pretty much eyeball it almost every time. Yeah, it's actually perfect. See, it's just enough and then it just yields to gentle pressure. Right? All right. So you'll want a pipette and you'll want it to cool off just a little bit because your pipette can melt. It's plastic. I don't like it. But if the olive oil is too hot, it'll make this pipette too hot, and you don't want, although this is food grade, You don't want that hot oil in your plastic. You want it to get to a trace. A trace is when you lean the oil up and it starts to solidify just around the edges. Then you know that the temperature is almost ready to solidify. That's when you take it and you put it in your mold. I get molds from all over the place. This one is a mermaid mold. This one is a goddess mold. I have tons of molds. I have fairy molds. I'll show you this one. This fairy is my absolute favorite fairy. I love this fairy. And I always dust them with edible glitter on top just to make them so pretty. See? This one is blueberry thyme. So they are deodorants. Not an antiperspirant, a deodorant. Now, I can show you how to make conventional deodorant. It's just this with arrowroot powder and whatever scent you want to add to it. That's it. That's your deodorant. So you guys just let me know what you would like to see me make, and we will make it together. I'm going to go ahead and pour this one into the mermaid over here, because it's a pretty large container. And at the end, we'll pop her out and see what she looks like. With this, you can make extra virgin olive oil has more healing properties. It's more of an anti-aging because it has, what do you call it? Anti-aging because it has, I always make commercials, and I can't remember the word. It's anti-aging. Olive oil is naturally vitamin E and vitamin K and is anti-aging as it helps with cellular turnover and something that helps with cellular turnover. I can't remember the word now. It starts with the letter A. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this one. And these will be able to pop out within 5 minutes. What I'd like to have is a spiritual place where, well, I already had a place like this. It was called HR Magoo's. I taught voice lessons. I taught art lessons. I taught how to make natural products. I taught perfume making. I had tea parties. I did all this, and I ended up closing my store because I didn't realize in the Deep South that people thought that when you make stuff like this that you're a witch. So I just closed my store because there wasn't enough spiritual people, like-minded people to keep the doors open. I had more people come in going, why don't you have pictures of Jesus on your wall? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe Jesus is in my heart. How about that? These pipettes are being jerks. You know what? We're not going to use the jerks. Let's go ahead and just pour it. Always use common sense. We had a theater, we had costumes, we had everything. It was for children, really. I made a place for kids. We had giant lollipops, we had a life-size Candyland game. And I just wanted to have a better world, basically. And the universe said, people aren't ready for you. And I was like, oh. Now, when I had my store in Atlanta, I was very successful and everybody loved me. It wasn't until I moved to South Florida that I started getting local churches and local politicians asking me to come to their church. And asking me what my religion was, what I believed, all this stuff, and it was just ridiculous. Anyway, see how that one's solidifying already? This one has not. That one's going to take a while. We'll sit back and talk now. You have mushroom circles by your house? Ooh, I love that. Burt's Bees is owned by Clorox. Really? I did not know. So these aren't soaps, these are lotions, and they're edible lotions. And you can use them on your animals, you can use them on your face, your eyeballs, your ear holes, your heels, your hands, your teeth, your tongue, any place. Your baby, if you're breastfeeding, diaper rash, your animals can lick it. It naturally has vitamin A, E, and K. It's a natural antibiotic, and it's and an antifungal. And everybody should have it in their cupboard, just in case. And why don't they have things like this conventionally? You know, like, here's some edible lotion. I don't know. Yeah, it's just olive oil and beeswax. That's it. 2 ingredients. Extra virgin olive oil and organic beeswax. Unbleached. No bleach in the beeswax. And if it has a little bit of bee pollen in it, I just leave it. It's edible. It's good for you. This is what I've been making for years. It's called Mama Baby. And I make it on my website. I teach you guys how to make it. You can add frankincense for third eye activation because frankincense has 147 hertz frequency. You can turn it into a solid lotion that looks like this. It's blueberry thyme, like a fairy. And then we have other little fairies here. This is a fairy bar as well. And this is a blueberry thyme. But we're making one that's just edible so that you guys can just start at the beginning. And the beginning is 2 ingredients. Cook it over very low heat. Don't let it smoke. Don't let it burn or it's ruined. Turn it off before the beeswax fully melts because olive oil will accelerate in heat even after it's turned off. It will continue to cook and get hotter. All right. But see, now that we turned it off, you can see that it's still, melted. It takes a little while, but these are solidifying because they're turning yellow. And then you find really pretty containers. You can put these inside matchboxes if you want to, upcycle. Put these little roses inside matchboxes or acorn caps or seashells. Seashells are natural, free packaging. And then you just, when you're done using the seashell, you can reuse it and wash it again. So seashells are a wonderful natural containers, so you're not using paper. But we may learn how to make natural paper out of leaves. If you have a lot of leaves in your yard, you want to learn how to make natural paper out of flowers and leaves. We'll do that. And we can utilize nature and not, harm the planet. I use these little mermaid containers. I love little tins because I don't like plastic that much. But when these solidify fully, we'll pop them out, put them in the little tins. And I like to apply things with crystals. So you can actually apply your lotions or lip balms with crystals and stones, like little balls or rocks. Go outside and get a smooth rock and apply your lotions and lip balms with rocks. Why not? Why don't we? Why are we so dependent on other people telling us how to do stuff? We can do stuff using acorns, seashells, and rocks. And we can make our own charcoal out of burning wood. And we can make our own paper out of leaves. And we can make our own edible lotions. And we don't, we're not dependent on someone else telling us what's good for our skin and what isn't. This is a universal lotion that is edible and good for babies, mamas, animals, and guess what? Even wood polish. You can polish wood with it. So it's something to have in your house. I will see many of you. Yeah. Enoch, quit it with the Bible verses. I'm muting you. Here we go. Ain't nobody got time for that. We don't have time to be religious. If we want to hear the Holy Spirit, we will. We don't need Bible verses shoved in our faces. All right. Almost done, guys. I can't wait to pop it out. So what do you guys make? I tried making some lip balm with shortening the other day, palm oil, and it worked pretty well. Oh yeah, thank you. You know, you guys, there's a lot of ways to make these things. The reason I was led to olive oil was because it's an anointing oil, so it has some sort of special property. You know, my higher self led me to olive oil a long time ago. My husband and I were living in the Cayman Islands, and there's only one grocery store on that island. Now, in the Cayman Islands is only 21 miles long, 7 miles wide. That's it. So this one grocery store that my daughter and I used to walk to every day had one bar of soap you could buy, and it was an olive oil soap. It transformed our skin. We were like, what? Olive oil did this? And so we went back to the States and started making our own soaps using olive oil and beer. We started researching and we found out that olive oil did some amazing stuff. And then beer was what the Egyptians used for leprosy and all kinds of stuff for your skin. So we started mixing olive oil with beer made out of hops. So it had a lot of B vitamins in it. And then we added activated bamboo charcoal because activated bamboo charcoal absorbs radiation. So we just got into it. So let me show you. I think here's some soap here. So this one's called Mama Baby fragrance-free olive oil soap. And it's made with activated bamboo charcoal, olive oil, and beer. So when we came back to the States, we started making, this is activated bamboo charcoal lotion. So that's why it's black. Just all kinds of stuff using olive oil. But, you know, avocado oil is really good also. I personally don't, some people really like coconut oil. I don't really like coconut oil because it melts too quickly. So you can't depend on it being solid and its solidification. Also, it feels too greasy on my skin. I don't like a greasy feel. I want something that absorbs and doesn't leave a greasy feel. So, yeah. Look, this hasn't even melted, hasn't even solidified yet, and it's completely off. And so it'll stay liquid for a while. This is almost done. I'm going to lift it up and twist it around. Just kind of give it some air. I always wanted a Charlie in the Chocolate Factory place where we make this and Charlie and chocolate. Not Charlie, chocolate. Oh, you ordered some soap and deodorant. It didn't ask your address. Ooh, you have to send me your address, baby. Text it to me, I guess. I don't know why it didn't ask for your address. Text me and say, hey, I ordered this, and I'll mail it to you. And I'll give you a special prize. Anyone who orders from me, they get a special prize from me. It's secret, though. You get a secret surprise. Yes, it's this is not melt and pour soap. This is cold pressed soap that takes 3 weeks to make. And be aware that all soap there are no organic soaps. Although every company on earth uses the organic ingredients, no soap is organic. Why? Because lye, and you cannot make soap without lye, and lye is a man-made ingredient, and it's a chemical process for sure. So just be aware of that. There are no soaps on earth that are completely organic because every soap is made with lye. And some lye is cleaner than others and better than others. But yeah, I don't do a melt and pour soap because if I mail you guys a melt and pour soap, it'll melt in the summertime. It does not have a high temperature plateau. So my husband is the scientist. He's the one who makes the soaps. You have to have the lye mixture, the same temperature as the oil mixture, and I don't want to do it. So he makes the soaps, I make all the other stuff. Yes, it's cold pressed olive oil for sure. Actually, I buy my organic olive oil from a company in Pensacola, and I pay a lot of money for it because they press the olive oil fresh, and they tell me how much peptides and things that are in the olive oil. And so it's really good for my skin because I am prone to cancer. So when I realized that I was prone to skin cancer, I changed my ingredients and started making my own stuff and started wanting to enhance my antioxidants and things like that. So yeah, I use cold pressed olive oil from a company in Pensacola. So I guess you bathe like any other soap. Yeah, you lather it and rinse off. Yeah, I mean, there's no avoiding it, right? I mean, think about it, okay? Think about it like this, because people are we have a categorical mind. That is chemical, that's organic. No, there's a middle ground. So poison ivy is natural. You wouldn't want to put poison ivy on your skin, right? Poison ivy is worse for you than lye that goes into soap. Washing your skin, like say in a lake with dirt, is really bad for you, even though it's organic, because it's full of parasites and little tiny bugs. Chiggers, little tiny microscopic bugs can get into your skin. You would never want to wash your skin with mud or poison ivy, although it is organic and natural. Okay, so it's okay to have lye and wash it off. It's okay. Some things are okay for your skin, and you can be amiable and bend a little bit when it comes to certain ingredients. But what I don't like about people who promote products and say this is an organic soap, that's not true. You guys need to be educated and know, but also don't be polarized with the difference between organic and chemical, because there is a middle ground, and the middle ground is that soap is okay. You're gonna wash it off, right? The lye burns out of the soap within 3 weeks. So the process of making the soap with lye, the reason you don't use the soap right away is because the lye actually begins burning out of the soap within 3 weeks. And then after 3 weeks, you can actually wash your skin with the soap. So although it is a chemical process, it is okay to use it. Just know that. All right, you ready to pop? Let's pop. Let's pop these and see how beautiful they are. I can't wait. We're going to flip it upside down and pop. Oh, how pretty. What? We'll just pop all these out. There we go. Look how pretty. Ah, so pretty. That's so nice. Now, you know what I forgot is a little brush. Let me go to my bedroom and get a brush. Like a little kind of dusting brush. This, usually I have nice clean brushes at Forest Fairy, but we are in the house today, so I need to find a nice cute little dusting brush. This one will probably work. Okay. Let's look at this. All right, so this is what you would use to rub under your arms, your face, your hair, your furniture, your animals, your butt, your feet, your eyeballs, your ear holes, your teeth, anything, anywhere, edible, vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin K, natural antibiotic, natural antifungal, 2 ingredients. That's it. Done. However, if you wanted to add frankincense to it, you would add it while it was still liquid. And you can just common sense the amount. So these, if you wanted to turn these into beautiful like lip balms, you can either cook the mica in with this, which kind of messes your pan up, and you'll have to really wipe it out later. But this is a edible glitter that is food grade edible glitter. Micas, people make these for cakes and whatnot, but look how pretty that is. And so that's like a lip balm. And so then what do you do? Well, then you put it in your pretty little tin like this. And then you find a little rock that matches, maybe like this color. And you apply your lip balm with a stone, a star stone. Close it up. Now it has its own little house. That's your little mermaid box. Isn't it cute? All right, let's do another one. I wonder if these big ones will fit in there. It won't. We'll do a medium one. There we go. We'll do a mommy and a baby. Mommy, baby, and a stone. There. Now you can apply it on your face anywhere you want. Nice little box that you can reuse and put some more stuff in there. I wonder if this one's done. Yep, it is. Let's pop it. This is the mermaid one. You're going to love this. Mermaid. Isn't it pretty? See, this would last you 6 months as a solid. It lasts a really long time. So anyway, I encourage you guys to make stuff. Just, if you guys are watching YouTube videos and you're like afraid and you're into spirituality and you're afraid that you're not on the right track and you're worrying and you're fearing, go make something and share it with your family and friends and educate people about things and create a wonderful thing for yourself and for others. It'll make you happy, and it'll make us not think so much on what's happening in the world. Because I know it gets overwhelming, especially if you guys listen to me on my lives. It's just like, ugh, really? You know, aliens and gods and after a while, it's like, I love this information, but can we go play a Candyland game? Because it's overwhelming, and I know, I agree. See? She cute. What? Thank you so much. Thank you for the gift. I love you. So, the person who ordered from me, I'm going to send you a free mermaid mama baby that we made in the live today. As a gift. If any of you guys order from me, I'll send you a free gift. Just know that if you guys are living a part like California or any place that's really hot right now, if it's hot where you are, you're going to want to go to the mailbox the minute it gets there, because if it gets up to 100 degrees in the mailbox, this is going to melt because it does not have a preservative. I don't do preservatives. However, if it melts, it still works. If it melts in here, it'll just turn into a flat thing. That's why I put it in a tin. If it does melt, it's like, it's not a flower anymore, but it's still fine, right? Anyway, aren't they gorgeous? You got the mermaid. You got the fairy. This one is blueberry thyme. This one is another fairy. And everything. Cosmic Ray. Oh my gosh, really? Yeah, I know. You know, I was just thinking about you today because the butterfly fairy thing that you sent me in the mail, I totally rearranged my bedroom. So I had the butterfly thing over here, and then I made a brand new thing here, and I put a whole new thing over there, and I rearranged everything. And so when I moved your butterfly thing, I was wondering how you were doing. And I was thinking, I know that it sounds redundant. What is it? Is that the word? Let me see what time it is. Hold on. Yeah, we have time. Do you want to connect with your son again? I just felt like when I thought of you today, I thought, I just feel like I wanted to connect with you. We can switch. We can switch tunes. I have a live at 2 o'clock. And so we have a little bit of time before my 2 o'clock. Oh, we're in March now. I need to switch over to March. Let's see here. March. Yeah, so today, is Lindsay. What do I use for moisturizer? This. It's olive oil and beeswax. It has vitamin A, vitamin E, and vitamin K. That's it. It's a natural antibiotic. This is what I use for moisturizer. And olive oil on a molecular level is more like your own body oil, so it absorbs deep, repairing deep in your cells. And the beeswax is a protection. And you can go crazy with variations off of the two ingredients. You can put activated bamboo charcoal in it to absorb radiation and toxins, and it's still edible. You can put sea salt in it or Himalayan salt, and it's still edible. You can, let's see, you could put a little baking soda in it if you wanted to, and it's still edible. It would taste terrible, but it's still edible. Okay, so I got your text, darling, that you ordered some, so I'm going to send you a free mermaid and a little surprise for you. So thank you for sending me your address. I don't know what's the matter with my website. GoDaddy. Everybody says they try to order and then they have problems, and it's just like, really? I pay like $300 plus $30 a month, and I don't know. I just let it fly. I don't want to argue. Don't want to call anybody up. You know, doesn't that make you have a horrible day when you have to call somebody? Government, taxes, insurance. Hey, this website, I pay a lot of money for it. It's not working. You know? No. Aw, think of you too. Yes, thank you. I love you. Aw, yes, for Hannah's wedding. You're an angel. We just have to get into being pen pals. I'm gonna I'm going to put your name up here. I hope you don't mind me putting your real name also. But I wanted to see where you are, Mary Jane. Because you're part of my spirit family and I love you. Everyone who is here is part of our spirit family. Some of us break away because of things that we have to deal with. Some people are dealing with low self-worth. Some people deal with self-importance. And so sometimes when we get near each other, we impact each other and we grow each other's souls. And sometimes this impact can feel harsh. I don't know how to put that. But sometimes we break away from each other because we have work to do. But then we always come back. All right, so Mary Jane. Hi, higher self. I want to activate you. And hello. Mary Jane is here. Remember Mary Jane. We've read for her many times. Want to connect with where she is and any spirit or spirit guides that want to kind of encourage her today. Just give her some encouragement. Make her heart go from red to pink, from dark blue to light blue, from orange to yellow, from dark purple to lavender, to soften the strong colors to a more pastel color, and to have a peaceful, easy feeling. Hey, if we can solve any problem, why do we lose so many tears? Oh, so you go again, when leading back to fears. Always the same thing. Can't you see we've got everything going, even though you know every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Ooh, every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Ooh. Angel. I'm going to turn the light down a bit to see a little bit better. There we go. So, strangely, I wonder if this is a communication, Mary Jane. Why would your son always be on this side and you were always on this side every time we've ever done your piece, and now he's switched and you're switched? I just wonder if there's something about that we're not aware of. So you have some strange dominoes. The dominoes are being pushed over. It's the domino effect. The dominoes are falling over. And it's your crown. And there's a fish. Fish is a very significant symbol. He has dominoes. His dominoes are pushing over your dominoes. Ah ha ha. Oh, you guys are playing dominoes with your brain. I don't know how that works. I love it though. The domino effect. Think of the word domino, number one. Think of the numbers on the domino. That each domino that falls over is some kind of communication. So, luckily, Spirit is incredibly intelligent, more intelligent than I am. So, you have this bridge. It says something here. It says sold, nope, turn the light off. It says Solada. Why is this in Spanish? S-O souls. Something about both of your souls, but something about how when his domino begins to fall over, yours fall over. If your domino starts to fall over, his falls over. I believe that he's telling you that when you're sad, he's sad. When you're happy, he's happy. Whatever happens to you happens to him. Somehow you guys are connected. And so here you have something in your hand. It's like a pearl. It's like a ladybug. And a watch. Something about time. You know, a ladybug is Mother Mary. So, oh, well, that's you. You're Mother Mary. Yeah. Okay, well, still, there's something about this. He says, my. Do you see that word right there? My mom. Says, I saw you. S-A-W-U. Or I see you. I see you. By. And then there's like water. I see you by the water. You're by the water. And then, I don't know if you have an eating disorder, Mary Jane, but there's something about somebody with throwing up. And anyway, there's something about this. And it says Noah. You know, the days of Noah have returned. and there's a bunch of weird stuff going on. And I feel like this is, it says something else down here too. It says, hell is, hell is, don't lose it, don't lose it. Hell is gone. So you have this little deer here, female. You look younger. You know why I think you look so young here is I think that you're feeling better. I think that you are feeling better. And so he said Noah, and then there's this boat, and so go ahead and, so he wants to talk about something else here, somebody here. And this person is a domino. Their head is a domino. Alrighty. And holding a pyramid. This. And a picture of a house. And it's time for wishes. It's time to make a wish. So blowing a dandelion. I think this is, this is what I really think that he's saying. This is my temporary opinion. I always say it's my temporary opinion. My temporary opinion is we're shifting time. We're shifting time. And the Mother Mary, the mother, is an energy that has come here, and it's shifting our consciousness, and where behind every pleasure and every pain is a sacred geometrical shape. So if the shape that we came from was the shape of water, the baptism of water, the Vesica Piscis upside down, the Vesica Piscis is turning to the shape of fire, which is more like the triangle. And so we've flipped, and this flipping is, it's time to make a wish of the world we want. So it's not time for us to look at the world that we're in and we're leaving behind, or to look behind us. It's time to call the new earth, call our new home, give ourselves a new name, give the earth a new name, give everything a new idea, start inventing new things, make our reality the way we want, and ignore the world that we see, leave it behind, and start creating a new reality with new friends, new energy, which I know you have, Mary Jane, because all the stuff that you sent me, and I even made the beeswax out of the beeswax you sent me today, and we made these edible lotion bars from the beeswax that you sent me. So today was your day. He says, love you here. So, he's never, and he says joy. Right now is a time for joy. And this joy is you need to live in joy. It's time to be in joy. And it's time to create this world. Why are your heads looking like dominoes up? I think because it's very fragile. Move but a little and the dominoes fall. And so be still and know that God is there. Be still and know that I'm God. And if the dominoes do fall, well, that's fun. The dominoes need to fall this way because the age of Pisces is going that way. It's a shift. It's a pole shift. And it's a time to be excited about our new self and the new earth and all the new energies coming forward. And to make sure that we are the ones who are doing it every day. So get all of your dominoes in order, numerologies in order, and basically he's saying ashes, ashes, we all fall down. You fall, he falls. We rise, he rises. We're all connected. And so if we want this earth to be amazing, then we need to live in joy. And if we want to live in misery, then all we have to do is think about it and we will all fall. And so there's this watch. It's time. And there's not much time left, this much time, to focus on the world that we want and leave the world behind, because you finally have your crown, Mary Jane. Finally. All right. Well, he's got a body language like he's just sitting like this, waiting. Like this. And, so get into studying the 18-pointed star. Connect with that energy. It'll make you happy. Let's see. You're not looking at him. He's looking at the fish. Look at the body language. To be looking toward the west is a symbol that God is looking at you. To be looking at the east is a symbol that they are looking at God. When a fish is facing west, it's a symbol that God is seeing his reflection in you. And then there's somebody sick in bed that your son wants to talk about. Somebody who's in bed. And there's a watch on the bed. And it's faced at almost 6:30. I don't know what that means, but the domino is on its side. The domino standing up is life. The domino falling down is like losing energy, I guess. And this person has that. I don't know what that means. ADD. I don't know. Somebody has ADD. Something like that. And then somebody smoking a cigarette. And there's something about something. There's somebody taking a picture. It's a camera. I don't know what he's saying. Just use common sense on what you think that is. Now, so joy, you, and then he says G-O. It looks like goal, G-O-A-L. But as far as you go, Mary Jane, you remember that jerk that was always above your head? He's not there anymore. And you have your ducks in a row. You have your dominoes in a row. You're mentally much, much, much better, and it looks like you have help. And if you were in a hell before, hell is gone, according to your son. And be E. Be ready. Be ready. This isn't a warning. This isn't anything to make anybody fear. But me and John both have been telling everybody it's not a time to be looking at what's going on in the world. It's a time to be hearing your double self, the Holy Spirit, your higher self. The age of Aquarius, you cannot get there unless you feel it and you shift to it. And it requires us to seek and envision our new home, and envision a new earth, and envision a wonderful place. Because if our mind is connected to the mind of the reptilians, where we see a bad place, that's where we'll go. We need to see a good place. And so I think that he's like, good job, be ready, joy to you. If you fall, they fall. If you're joyful, they're joyful. They see through your eyes on the spirit realm. You have people who follow, who are, there. But there's some sort of communication here that I'm not quite sure what it means. But I will look at your comments and see. For your hands to be like that, I've told you before that you're probably a healer, and I just see a lot of water energy around you, and you connecting to water, and you making amazing things happen in your life through your magical power and your powerful hands, that you have the hands of God. God will lead you with your hands to do amazing things, which you have. You sent me some amazing stuff in the mail, and made my life so much happier. And so you have, I've always told you this, I wish that we could have a place, and I want you to be part of it, where we have like a Hogwarts, because I love it. Oh, you do? Okay. So you say you connect to water daily through your hands, and you sing in the water. Yes. And your son says he sees you by the water. So you have this Aquarius water symbol, and I see water on your hands, and you having power of water. But you also have power with stones. There are people who speak to stones, and stones hold energy, frequency, and they don't have a language like we do, but they have an energy that will take you to a certain energetic moment that will do something to you. So these crystals and these stones, like Stonehenge, in Carlos Castaneda, the book that we often read, The Sorcerer's Crossing here, when you put stones next to each other that are magnetic, and you lay inside the stones, it actually opens a portal. And this is what Stonehenge is. See, the shamans know when a certain stone is laid together like dominoes next to each in a circle at a certain time, and I have no idea how it works. At a certain time, maybe during a certain moon, certain star system, it actually opens a portal and you can shift timelines. And I think this is what your son is kind of telling you. We need to figure this out. It's in the book, Carlos Castaneda. I never really got deep into it. I was just like, wow, that's cool. Never thought about it. But now that things are starting to open up, I'm starting to see like Stonehenge and these stones that are right next to each other in a circle actually have a magnetic energy that creates a vortex. And this vortex does stuff. And the ancients knew about this. We have not known anything. So something about time, lady. If this was a language, it would be Lady Mary. It's time to use your hands and your power with water and stones to shift time by stacking the stones together in a circle with the stone and create a new, and shift like through a portal. See how the stone is his head. I need to get into it. I've got to figure this out. We got to figure out how to do it. I promise you, if I can figure out what stone it is that actually creates a portal, I will find a way where we can make a portal. Because, yeah. So, take a picture. You always sleep with crystals too. By my bed, every corner is covered with crystal grit too. I think this is a good thing. I think this is what your son is saying. This is a good thing, but I wonder if it can get even more awesome than that, you know? Maybe, but these aren't crystals. These are stones. And the stones have a particular shape. They're rectangular, like Stonehenge. I've seen this in my pieces off and on, where I see Stonehenge in a semicircle, not a whole circle. And I'm thinking, so if Aquarius, if we have to actually go through some sort of portal to kind of shift there a little bit better, and we have to use stones, is that what he's saying? I don't know. Clear quartz crystal is a stone that is all that is amazing. Oh yeah, like this one here, and these clear crystal quartz stones. Obsidian block. Ooh, yeah. If you want a reading, you go to forestfairy.com. I'm only offering a $30 reading at this time. This means just going live with me. Now, the video is posted on my YouTube, so you can rewatch it. But the $50 reading and the $100 reading I'm putting off temporarily because it's taking up a lot of my time. And I want to shift gears a little bit and play. I want to show you guys how to make apothecary cabinets, how to make edible lotions, how to make fairy lotions and perfumes and things that are natural, and get your hands working. Get you guys into magical things with me so that we're not focused on jerk world. We're focused on creating new stuff. Well, let's make giant lollipops. Let's write songs. Let's make glittery, happy, glow-in-the-dark stuff. Let's share them with each other. Let's just create with our hands. And if our readings tell us that we need to take certain stones and put them exactly in between, certain space in between each other, like dominoes, where the magnetic value can touch each other and it creates a vortex, then maybe we should do that. I'll look into it. See, here's the thing when we do these readings. There's more to this than meets the eye. I don't know if I'm smart enough to figure it out, but Spirit is way smarter than I am. And so Spirit speaks in telepathy, telepathic vision. So this is like a television. And so he's sitting on a chair that looks like the dominoes, right? Seated. And the dominoes are too far apart. This is 111. That's the number of the sun, right? His feet are crossed. All right. That's a communication. The head is a block. That's a communication in between him and her. A block between him and her. But joy takes that block away. And then something about stones and dominoes. This is all about our emotional well-being, our spiritual well-being, but also some kind of communication about a vortex and the age of Pisces and Aquarius. Aquarius here, taking us to the Divine Mother and you being powerful. But the most important thing that is brought here is that we're all connected. And so if we're joyful, you're joyful. If I fall, you fall. We're very much connected to each other. So we have to be a good mommy and daddy and stay as happy as we can, because sadness can spread and all it takes is one little sad feeling and then everything falls over. And that's the way Spirit speaks in a myriad of ways. This is a communication that can go on and on and on and on and on about the number 111, 111, the number of the sun. Oh, thank you so much, Mad. Sadar, thank you. River rocks, yes. Certain river rocks, yes, you put them right next to each other, and it creates an energetic grid, and you lay in the center of it, and it actually protects you, and it supposedly can open a portal. I have to study it. I know it's in one of the sequels of Carlos Castaneda, where Don Juan puts Carlos inside special rocks that he laid right next to each other, and Carlos had to lay inside, which created a powerful protection grid. And he said that these rocks were magnetic. So that's the only reference I know. And then of course Stonehenge, now they're coming out saying that there were people coming forward saying that they actually saw a portal opening. So these stones open portals. And so your son is telling you, get into the stones. Maybe there's some kind of stones near where you live that you can actually create a grid or a portal somehow. And then that makes me want to come and do it too. Maybe it is river rocks. I mean, in the Carlos Castaneda sequel, he was in Arizona, I believe. And he used rocks from the Arizona desert. I don't know what those rocks were. I know I want to use them too. And that was so funny because when I was going to make the lotions today, I was out picking up rocks. And I was like, why am I doing this? It must be for a reason. Oh, I love river rocks too. Smooth river rocks. I love them. My daughter got me a giant river rock for my birthday, and I laid with it on my belly. It's so heavy. And I put it on my belly before I went to sleep, and just to see how it made me feel. See how these rocks make you feel. If you feel yucky, no. If you feel good, okay. You know, test the rocks. Don't trust what anybody says. Test the rocks. But make sure that you take a picture, Mary Jane, because there's some stuff here. It says the letter B, and then there's still places for you to see some stuff here. Yeah. I was like, why am I doing this? And then, oh, okay, because I was supposed to read from Mary Jane, and I was thinking about Mary Jane, and I was touching something that Mary Jane, and I made something that Mary Jane sent me. So this was meant to be. And the rocks were meant to be. It's like I went and was in a coffee shop in Definiak Springs today, and I got some tea, and I bought my daughter some organic chocolate and some other stuff because it was her birthday. And I just thought I'll just buy her some more stuff. I didn't realize this tiny box of chocolate was $29 plus the winter peppermint syrup or something. Anyway, it ended up adding up to $68. I was like, whoa. And then it said, would you like to leave a tip? And I was like, yeah. So I put 20% as the tip, but I forgot I bought all that stuff. So I ended up giving them a $12 tip on just really hot tea. And the guy was like, oh, do you want me to refund you? Because it's $12 tip, for just you ordering tea and chocolate. And I was like, no, I think it's meant to be. And that's the way we have to look at things. Some things is just, when you try to push things and get upset or feel like something is out of order, when you're in divine order, everything is meant to be. Everything. When you're out of order, then you argue, you fight, you bicker, things don't work out, you have to pull someone's hair just to get something done, then you're out of order. But when you're in divine order and you give somebody a $12 tip on a cup of tea, then you just go with it. Maybe somebody needed it, and you just go with divine flow, because you know for a fact that Spirit gives you back everything that you give. You know for a fact that whatever you give, when somebody asks for something, you give, and give abundantly, and give with a happy heart, and you don't ask twice, and you don't concern yourself at all. You just know that these things will come back, and you don't worry about it. I love that. Oh, you're close to there? You're close to Definiak Springs? Yes, in Florida. I live near, I live near Vortex Springs. I'm very close to Vortex Springs. It's called Prosperity, Florida. And it's above I-10. But if I were to take 81, which I live right off of 81, down to Panama City, I'm about 40 minutes from Panama City Beach. So I'm the reason we moved here was to have spring water coming out of our faucet. We wanted to shower with spring water and drink spring water. So we live right by Vortex Springs, right by Ponce de Leon Springs, right by Morrison Springs, because the aquifer that our well gets the water from is spring water. So we chose to be here because we wanted to make sure that we didn't drink chlorinated water. But yeah, there you go, Mary Jane. That was meant for you today. Isn't that amazing? I just love how things are meant to be. So what we made today was beeswax and olive oil, 2-ingredient lotion bars that look like flowers and a mermaid. And we put them in Pretty Mermaid tin containers. They are edible, made with only 2 ingredients. Vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin K, natural antibiotic, naturally antifungal. And you can put it anywhere, on your eyeballs, in your ear holes, if you're breastfeeding, diaper rash, anything. You can put it on your animals, and you can even really polish your furniture with it. You can rosin up your hair like you're rosining a bow, and as a healing balm. You can use it as a deodorant. It's universal. It's something that is long lasting and something I recommend for you guys to either make yourself or you can get it from me. I call it Mama Baby. And it's just going back to nature and going back to things that are good for us and not all the additive preservatives and chemicals. So this beeswax came from Mary Jane today. As a matter of fact, Mary Jane, I'm going to send you some of this with your picture because this is your beeswax that you sent me. So, how exciting. All right, well, I need to call my 2 o'clock appointment. This is Lindsay at 2 o'clock, and I will click out of here. If you missed any portion of us making this Mama Baby today so you can learn how to make this yourself, go to my YouTube channel, Mary Moses Art, and I will upload this video by tomorrow. And if it glitches, like sometimes I'll upload these videos and it goes all the way up to 99% and then it gets stuck. So if that happens, it'll take me 2 days to upload it. But just follow me and we're going to try to make something new all the time where we're going to make paper out of leaves and flowers. We're going to make things out of nature. We're going to use natural containers like acorn caps and seashells so that we upcycle and we give back to the earth and we learn. And we're not focused on the jerk world. We're focused on creating a new world. A world of magic. A world of fairies, I guess. Giant lollipops made out of honey, maybe. Glow-in-the-dark glitter. Apothecary cabinets. Crowns. Anything you want, whatever delights your heart. So I'll be back here in a few minutes. I'm going to call my 2 o'clock appointment. I hope to see you there. I love you. Bye.